Yep, my living room wall is involved, so you know we're going to talk about a couple of countries, and the theme of this video is going to be workers' rights, unions, labour. Alright, first we're off to the USA, Iowa.
Shocking claims against the meatpacking company. The lawsuit filed by the son of one of the Waterloo workers who died with coronavirus alleges that a plant manager organized a betting pool on how many workers would test positive. Today, Tyson says the employees allegedly involved have been suspended without pay. Tyson also says it has hired a law firm to conduct an investigation. The lawsuit also claims the company did not provide enough personal protective equipment to employees, and the sick and symptomatic employees were encouraged to keep working. Back in July, we reported that thousands of Tyson employees at several plants in the state tested positive for the virus.
That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard, the fact that the management had a betting pool. Oh my god. Okay, now over to India, because if you want to see a protest, this is a freaking protest.
Hundreds of thousands of protesters are blockading some of Delhi's major arterials, and they're here for the long haul. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the farmers arrived with plenty of food. They've set up camps and healthcare clinics.
This is my home now. We have to live here for months, and we have come prepared. We will not leave here until they have agreed to our demands.
The protests had been simmering for months in the nearby food bowl states of Punjab and Haryana. 2 weeks ago, they marched on the nation's capital. They weren't welcomed.
We have deliberately kept agriculture impoverished, and so the farmers' anger has been building up over the years.
The reforms would open the agricultural sector up to private investment, as well as remove middlemen who manage sales and distribution. Farmers worry that will lead to lower prices, but the government maintains it's about empowering them.
Because there are such limited number of buyers, they tend to wield an influence over prices.
Agriculture is a vital sector of the Indian economy, employing more than 40% of the population. Many farmers own relatively small plots of land and are worried the reforms will see them bought out or bullied by big business.
It's often said that in Punjab, the only culture is agriculture.
The Indian government is now offering some concessions after negotiations broke down, but farmers are refusing to budge. James Oaten, ABC News.
Guys, 40% of India's population, 40% is like 550 million people. And now let's hop on over to Australia and see what we've been up to in regards to workers' rights.
The most contentious aspect of the government's workplace changes appear dead, buried and cremated. Just 24 hours after unveiling the legislation, a concession.
The focus has been on 4 paragraphs in 1 page so far, but can I tell you there's going to be plenty in it to keep everyone interested and alert.
The government had proposed giving COVID-affected businesses the ability to strike temporary agreements with employees to cut pay and adjust conditions for 2 years, rallying Labor and the unions for a campaign not seen since the days of work choices.
Will the Prime Minister back down on the cut to take-home pay that he claims he hasn't made?
No, we won't, because we haven't done it.
Undeterred, Labor MPs asked what aged care workers, supermarket stackers, cleaners and pharmacy assistants might lose under the IR changes.
And there they are on the motorcycle, broom, broom. Both of them, getting ready to jump the biggest shark that they can find.
A motorbike can't jump the shark.
He's got a point, Mr. Speaker.
Sit on it, Porter. But good to see when they're discussing how severely your boss can fuck you over, they're making Fonzie references. Alright, and to wrap this up, let's check on the flying kangaroo. Let's have a look at how Qantas was going earlier this year. The Morrison government will spend $165 million to guarantee Qantas and Virgin's most critical metropolitan and regional routes during the coronavirus crisis. April versus November. Qantas to outsource more than 2,000 ground crew jobs due to the coronavirus pandemic. Outsource. So are they saying they still need the jobs done, they just want to pay people less to do them? That's what my understanding of outsourcing means.